Hi. I decided to do it in Yarnitoli instead of my KAL group, just in case somebody misses it in the KAL group. I don't save these videos to my phone, so once I hit post, they're no longer on my phone and I cannot save them from Facebook. So I am done with the top of my hat. I mean, I'm not done with my hat because I still need to do the band and seam the brim. So it is ready to roll, and I was just going to show you guys how I do this. Now, you can seam a turned brim. Hi, ladies. You can take that cast on edge and bring it up under and knit it into your stitches. In my opinion, you need to be an experienced knitter to do so. I can do it. I choose not to because it's bulkier in my opinion. And I don't want, if your stitches are not lined up absolutely perfect, it's like caca. It gets like a wrinkle in it. And then by the time you realize that, you have to rip out a whole hat because you seamed it after the brim. So with my pattern, with the cloche, this is how I recommend doing it. Yeah, it's an extra step, but I'm telling you, I do everything for a reason and I'm pretty OCD. So, I've got the little, first I do, you guys. First, I just have to show you the decreases. Oh my God, you guys, look at them. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this hat. Okay, I still don't even know what band I'm gonna do yet. I have to remember that today. Hi, Linda, Manuela, Trisha. Okay, so what I do, I like my seam. I can hardly find my seam anymore. That's pretty good. Let me find it. Okay, so I found it. So I've already weaved in my cast on tail. And then what I do, I mean, you can turn it, do I turn it inside out? I don't think I do, I don't. So I find where my join is, and then this is what's really important. This hat's about details, and it's totally worth it. It's worth all of the details because it's an awesome hat. Now here's how I look at a cloche. It's like, I'll compare it to like a jacket instead of a shirt. So I wear beanies, which are more like, you know, a shirt to me. But you wear a cloche, that's like your jacket, super big statement, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I keep going forever about that. So anyway, I found my join, and then what I do, and I'm going to flip the screen here in a second so you guys can be looking down like I am on it. But when you do this, you want to make sure that you have it straight and that you're lining up. This first thing is going to determine whether or not every stitch is lined up. Now, when I just talked about bringing the cast on edge up and knitting it into your stitches, there are a lot more stitches on the cast on edge than there are where you're going to seam it. So it's tricky to do if you've never done it before, and I know a lot of you are doing new things with this, and I just wouldn't recommend doing that. So we're gonna do it this way. Okay, so I get it here and I line it up perfectly, and then I roll it down. Isn't it so pretty, you guys? I love it. I've got clothes on that go with teal, so I can wear my teal coat later just in case I get it done. So anyway, I take it and I roll it back down. I do a lot of details. Now, I know I want the seam in the back of my head, so I will pull it down a little snugger and go up a little higher right here because this part's gonna stay down. But when I get to the midsection where I know it's gonna be the flap that flaps up, I will bend it back a little bit when I seam it because this is two pieces of fabric, and if I don't, then it might buckle, heaven forbid. So that's how much attention to detail I do it. You can just do it the whole thing the same way and you're fine. Pretty much, I'm going to block just the brim of this. So I think the last time I made one, I used a spray bottle. and I just wetted down the outer portion and the under portion. Because here's the thing, with my Georgia hat I do the same thing. But if you think about it, I will lay the hat down. And see, now we're talking blocking, but this is important too because that's coming next. Okay, so when it's done, imagine the brim is seamed, okay? And I lay it completely in a circle. And then when you go to stretch this band and block it, you're pulling your stitches from the hat. So I have seen this happen to people where it gets too big and it's just too big. I don't block many hats because I make them to fit my head. If I block them, they'll be too big. So anyway, what I will do is pin the top of the brim and the bottom so that I don't stretch the portion that goes over my head, because I don't want that stretched. I've got the perfect amount of stitches on there for my head. So, okay, so that's that with the blocking. So I will be blocking my brim. I recommend it slightly because you want it to flare a little bit. So anyway, I'm back to my join, and now I'm gonna flip this, you guys. So professional over here. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to put the phone directly over what I'm doing so you can see exactly how I whip stitch this. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm whip stitching the underneath of the turned brim to the inside of the hat. So that's what I promised a video on. I mean, this is like free lessons with your $6 pattern. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so here we go. Let me flip the screen. Hello, ladies. My hat is getting so close. I have to decide what band I'm doing. I just keep kind of pacing the house. I call it my dance. Okay, let me see if I can keep this straight. All right, so I grab, once again, where my join is. I've already weaved in my cast on tail, and then I simply roll it back, and this is super important because you want this straight. Now imagine if we get it off a little bit, it's gonna pucker and you're not gonna like it. So I start with my join. This is where I tend to be the back of my hat. So I start here and I roll it up, and it goes a little above where my decreases are. So there's a major difference in stitch count here. So I like to go in not where my join is because it's not always even right there. So I like to go a little behind it. I'm left-handed, so you would be doing it over here for you right-handed people. So I roll it up, get my needle in before the little knot of my first casted stitch. So, and then I'm just gonna go in. Now keep in mind, we're doing a band over this area where I'm about to seam. So I have always chosen to weave all the way through a stitch. This is going to be covered up by a band. This is more sturdy. Now, if I didn't have a band, I would be splitting the yarn. So I'm not going to split the yarn because we're going to put a band over that. So we want sturdiness. And now I always tend to pull too much yarn for this, but it's better to be safe than sorry instead of having more than one strand to use. So I get a good amount going, you know, like this much. And then I just start whip stitching. So I constantly do this to make sure that my stitches are lined up with the stitches on the other side. So we've got one going. Now I play it by ear. It just depends on where I'm sticking my needle in. It is always best to have two strands of yarn where you're weaving instead of one, because that's going to get stretched out. So I always go with two. And sometimes these are spaced 2 or 3 stitches. Please excuse the polish, you guys. It was finish a hat or polish my nails. Jeez. Those are awful. Okay, so here we go. And I give a little tug. I wouldn't give a massive tug because we're going to do this all the way around and it may tighten the diameter of your hat. So we don't want that. So I just keep pushing and rolling. And I'm telling you, when I do this without explaining it, it goes super fast. I enjoy it. I'm also not normal. So anyway, this is a whip stitch. I believe that's what somebody told me anyway. Okay, so I'm going to do just a few more, and then I think you guys get the drift. I tend to go every other. I don't like to go real close. It gets too bulky. So I space them every 2 to 3 stitches. Now, and see, like right here, I want to go in the lower stitch. So if I wanted to go here, I would have to go up there, and it changes the height. So it's going to be right here this time. And it's kind of a pain in the butt to pull this through. It's all knitting for me. It's all making something really pretty. So roll it up again. That's it. I mean, I'm going to go all the way around the hat doing this, and I just pull slightly. I mean, this won't take me very long at all, and it's still relaxing for me. Pretty boring, right? Okay, so that's it. You can see how uniform that is. It is not bulky. If I would have knitted the bottom of this, if I would have brought it under and then added it to these existing stitches while I was knitting them, this would be bulkier right here. So this is how it is in the pattern. This is how it'll look like mine, and it's pretty simple. I mean, it's just, don't you want? Oh my! Look, you guys, see, look at that. Oh wow. Okay, so whoa, I dropped you. What happened? Okay, sorry. So that's how I do it. It's nothing fancy. It's just the finishing details. So, oh my God, I can't wait. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, look now. Look. And then it'll flip up, and I'll have a cute little band underneath, and then a fabulous button. Are you with me? Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to try it on real quick. I only have like 4 stitches weaved in there, but that's all it takes for me. Oh my goodness. You guys, look. Now picture it with all of it seamed. Oh man, that is so pretty. Okay, that's all I got. So that's how I do it. That's how I feel it works best for this pattern. This is a very simple knit. It's just new details, I'm guessing, and some of you are doing beads for the first time. So it's not many beads in the edge of my brim. I used 144 beads in the decreases because that's what I do. You don't have to do that though. So this hat's gorgeous with or without beads. Tonals or variegated yarns, as you can see. I need a tonal solid now. I definitely need more than this one. I'm pretty sure I'm giving my stepmom my royal blue one because she loves it. So that means I need some more. So anyway, that's all I got. That's how I seam it. It's very simple. It's just, you know, the detail work to make it fabulous. So that's all I got. You guys have a good day, and I will talk to you later.